So bridging, so you have them starting out in Hooklying, and you can increase or decrease the base of support at any point. So base of support here is going to run from their feet to the pelvis, shoulders, and head. But if you want to increase it, you can adduct the arms to wherever you need, or you can move the feet out or in to decrease, to make it easier or harder to maintain the bridge. So for the therapist, there's a few ways that they can be around the patient when they're doing the bridging. The first one, if they have trouble keeping their feet from sliding, you can brace your leg in front of their feet and then help them by having your hands on their pelvis, and you have them bridge, and you hold it there. If they're good with their feet but not good with their knees, you can come to either side and then do the same thing here, or you can just be on one side or the other. Once they get good at that, you really don't need to have hands-on, but you don't want to do this with patients that have just had any sort of abdominal surgeries, any sort of fractures to the pelvis, the femur, or the spine, because it will not feel good. For any of the exercises leading up to the bridge itself, like she was saying, the pelvic tilts, that helps with the core activation. You can have them drive through their heels, that activates the glutes. And as far as getting into the bridge itself, you can start out with the verbal cues. So you can tell them, all right, now I want you to bring your pelvis up towards the ceiling, contracting the glutes and driving those heels into the floor. Or you can get tactile cues, tapping the specific muscles that they need.
Tap them.
Yeah.
No, you tap them.
Oh, tap. All right, bridge. Tap, tap.
No, you gotta actually do it. You gotta show us, because sometimes you're gonna have to actually come in here and tap. Yes, and you're gonna pull here too.
Cool, cool. Okay. All right, so facilitation techniques. So of course you can start by just assisting them at their pelvis. So I'll just go ahead and demonstrate it. All right, go ahead and get into that bridge. So you provide assistance at the hips here, and then you can have them abduct like I was talking about, or you can have them do rhythmic bridging. So you can hold it for a few seconds. So up, 1, 2, down, 1, 2, up, 1, 2. For the inhibition techniques, a big one that you can do is just provide resistance. It's easy. So go ahead and do a bridge. You would push at the pelvis, add resistance, and then relax. Some of the exercises to start getting better with this movement, you can do single leg bridges. So the first way you can do that is start with both feet, go into a bridge, and then extend one of the legs out, and then come back. Or you can start at the bottom, go onto one foot, and then bridge from there. Another one is you can add a ball under their feet or shoulders. We'll do shoulders because under the feet is a lot. You can go ahead and set up. So you can slide the ball there and then block them and then bridge, boom. So that just decreases the amount of stability at the top here. If you do it under the feet, it'll move at the bottom. So why do we want to do bridging? Well, it starts building the weight-bearing stability in the ankles to get into a half-kneeling position, but it's also important for building up strength and stability for the pelvic muscles to maintain certain postures when walking. All right, so for the mobility, we can start out with that knee rocking, like she was talking about with the Hooklying. Then go into the rhythmic initiations, getting up and down. Verbal and tactile cues, that's very important to helping the patient understand what they need to do. For stability, you can get them into the bridge and then hold it in that position there, making sure that they're driving down through their heels as much as possible. Alternating rotation resistance. So you'll have the patient come up into a bridge, and now don't let me push you. And you push on either side of the pelvis to rotate, and they have to stay in that bridge. For the controlled mobility, the single leg bridges, so when they get up onto that one leg, it forces them to have to use more on one side than the other, as well as activating more of the core to keep them from rotating. And then skill mobility with the ball, because that can move out from under them. You don't want them to roll away.
Okay.
Yep.
This is also a good, stay right there. This is a good place to do the slow reversal holds. And so you can, as she's coming up, like he was doing, resist going up and resist going down. And then you can also do it where you resist coming up and then you're pushing her down as she controls the eccentric contraction. So that's a slow reversal hold. And that gives her that control as she's moving with gravity. Super.